Hello, my friends, and welcome to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to be your guide through this unique content development process. I want to teach you how to create more engaging content to post, remarkable content for your sales pages and your email sequences, and all the things that you use to reach your customers. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your marketing plans, hit the button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, you are going to see several links. The first link that you're going to see is for the Content Calendar Blueprint. This is an email-based training that I created. It's a comprehensive guide that's going to help you develop a content calendar. And the greatest thing about this program is it's tailored to what your business needs and your growth stage. The second link that you're going to see is so that you can subscribe to the Marketing Strategy Collective program. And you can personally go through this process of developing remarkable content. You can do it in a supportive group online space, and you can actually work one-on-one with me, and you can see what happens with your marketing strategy when you're not just doing this by yourself, and you actually have an opportunity to get some help with anything that's challenging you. So you see the links below, and you know what to do to learn more. So today's video, we are going to be talking about your content calendar, but not just how to set it up and what do the dates mean and all of that stuff, because the thing about your content calendar is that it's not just a scheduling tool. It's not just a place where you put down what day you're going to be on Facebook, what day you're going to be on Instagram. You can actually use your content calendar as part of your brainstorming process. You can use this calendar to help you organize your thoughts, come up with new ideas, and make sure that you will never run out of content ideas again. So let's jump into this today, because if you have ever struggled with what to post, understanding how to use your content calendar as a brainstorming tool is going to be a complete game changer for you and your marketing plan. Because one of the biggest reasons that I believe that people are struggling with content, especially coming up with content ideas, is because they think that they need to come up with some brand new idea every single time that they create a post. Well, your content calendar is going to give you this framework. And I want to add in an extra word to that, an extra adjective, a repeatable framework, because it's something that you can do over and over again. So you're not just starting, with a blank screen every single time that you sit down to start working on your marketing. You can actually create your content calendar to help you with brainstorming for content ideas. And when you do this repeatable framework, it allows you to do this faster and become more effective with your marketing implementation. So let's think of it like this. So instead of you waking up every Monday morning, put your laptop on and you're going, okay, what am I gonna post today? Your content calendar is set up with preset topics, preset categories, preset content ideas, and all of these things are going to guide your brainstorming. So you're not just questioning yourself, what should I be posting today? Let's say, for example, like you're a business coach. Your calendar might have topics like every Monday I do, business growth tips. Every Wednesday I'm going to do a live and I'm going to share a client success story. Every Friday, I'm going to do a reel on Instagram, kind of a personal behind the scenes. So if you know going into the week that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you've got these tips, you've got these, client success stories, you've got this reel with the behind the scenes, going into your week the type of content that you need to create. And when we know this information and we're not sitting there for hours trying to figure out what we're supposed to be doing, what are we supposed to be focusing on, this allows your brain to hyper focus on generating the specific ideas that you need to fill in your Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, your reels and your all the stuff that you're going to be working on. And you know where you're going and you know what you're doing, and you're not staring at a blank screen. Because what's going to happen is your content then becomes intentional And when you are putting something out there, there's a purpose behind it, because you're not just randomly posting something because, oh my goodness, I haven't done anything in like 2 weeks. I better throw a quote up there right now. And it may be a good quote, and it may be, get a few likes and some comments on it. But is that really the thing that was going to help you sell your group program or help you promote a new product that you have out? So your content calendar is going to be set up in this way to help you make sure that you know what you want to be talking about, and you know that it's an intentional post that is going to be connected to what your business goals are. Another really great thing that your content calendar can do is you can set up a section called like community questions. So if you think about this from this perspective, if you are an active user of social media, and every time somebody asks you a question, whether it's in a comment, they send you a personal DM, they email you, or they ask this question when you do, your live streaming, write it down. And then you can have this list of questions in your content calendar. Because if multiple people are asking you the same question, maybe in variable different ways, but you basically have one answer to all of these people asking you the same question, like, boom, there's your next video. There's your next blog post idea. So when you can organize these questions into the topics that you're using with your content calendar, into understanding, what your weekly, categories are that you're going to be posting with content types, then you always have this list, like a running list of ideas that are ready to go. So again, if you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I need something that's going to help me promote this product, you look at this section in your content calendar that says community questions, and you're like, you know what? I've had like 10 people ask me this question. So this is a really, really great piece of content that I'm going to build, a series of a carousel, a carousel post that, the ones that kind of slide through, and you can answer, different specific bullet points in each one. So think of it from that perspective. Think about how you can set your content calendar up to manage things like community questions. And your content calendar can also have another section on there. You could call it evergreen content, seasonal content, of obviously depending upon your business and how you're sharing your marketing message. But your content calendar, it's more than just a literal calendar with squares and dates on it. This is that place where you can plan ahead. So if you know that there's seasonal content coming up, seasonal trends and things that you're always talking about certain times of year, let's say your business works with moms. So you're going to think about how seasonal content can revolve around kids in schools. There's back to school, summer starts, spring break, things like that. And so if we think of it from that arena and thinking about how we can help our customers with our valuable information, we want to make sure that we are putting in seasonal content into our content calendar. We already want to mark this in as topics that we're going to be working on this week. So again, when we sit down, we're like, oh, that's right. Next week or the next 2 weeks, spring break is coming up. So I want to make sure that I start putting in some content around spring break and what to do with your kids, or so on and so forth, depending upon your business. But you see what I mean by seasonal content, and especially if you are planning this out ahead. And it makes it able to, again, be intentional and be connected, because if 2 weeks out that you're going to talk about spring break and how this, things that you can do with your kids, whatever, on a discount or something like that, or free things that you can do around town with spring break, like let's say that you create a blog post like that. So you can take that content and you can plan for it, and you can plan to write it out. You can plan to do your research. You can plan to actually record this, as a video. You can plan to create it as a blog post. And then you can figure out ways that you can repurpose this as you're moving into the next couple of weeks into, through spring break. So this is what it's doing. Your content calendar is there to help you. And I want to touch on evergreen content real quick, because evergreen content is basically content that is relevant no matter when it is posted. So my example of spring break is not evergreen content, because if I was to go into your blogs or whatever, and I'm reading your blog post and it is Halloween time, and the thing that you're promoting to me right now is what to do at spring break, it's no longer relevant. So you want to make sure that evergreen content is something that's relevant no matter when it's posted. This is a really good space, to create evergreen content. I know how to say the word. Let's try that again. A good way to create evergreen content is by using those question-based comments, that question section that I just talked about earlier. Something that like you're getting more, you got so many people, maybe they're DMing you, maybe they're putting in the comments, and maybe you did a live stream and people are asking the same question over again. That right there, my friend, that is the type of content that's going to be evergreen, because you're answering a question that a lot of people are challenged with. So if we think about it from that perspective, we take our question and then we turn it into a blog post or a video episode. And once these ideas are turned into content, then they can be used at any time during your posting schedule. And your content calendar can also help you take a look at how you can repurpose this. So let's say that, the first week you've posted the blog post and you posted it up. So then in your content calendar for the second week, you can say, okay, so I've got this blog post. What can I do to repurpose it? Like I could turn it into a small clip of a video. I can pull some of the quotes from my blog post. I can, how can I update it? How can I expand it a little bit? How can I turn it into an Instagram reel? How can I turn an Instagram reel and expand it into a full YouTube tutorial? Those are the type of things that I'm talking about when we look at repurposing. And our content calendar is really fantastic about this, because it gives us this bird's eye view of our entire marketing plan and the things that we're working on and the things that we're working towards. It's a planning tool as well. So it allows us to identify opportunities, and we can turn like a single topic into multi-pieces of content. So instead of like just one post of, let me think, okay, so maybe somebody's asking you the question of how do I build an email list? That's a really, really good relevant, and it's a really good topic for evergreen content, because building an email list has nothing to do with seasons, has nothing to do with the time of year. It has everything to do with your business. So let's say we take this idea of how to build an email list, and we can break it into a video, how to create a lead magnet. We can break it up into a blog post, the best email platforms for small businesses. We can then turn the email, we can turn that information into a series of smaller videos that we could create about how to write emails that convert, things like that. So we have the opportunity then with our content calendar to actually plan and repurpose our content, so we are not constantly creating something new every single day. And when we've got this content calendar set up in that way, that we can actually see and track our content, and we can see how it can be reused into different formats like I was talking about. It just ensures that all of this stuff gets included, especially with your seasonal content. You want to think about it from that perspective, because if you are doing seasonal content, you want to make sure that you are adding this in to your content calendar, and it's integrated within your content plan, and it's not something that you just pop up last minute because you're like, oh my goodness, I just realized tomorrow's National Donut Day or whatever it is. So when you add a section into your content calendar, you can add sections for seasonal content, so that way you can plan for them in advance instead of rushing at something last minute. You can add a repurpose section into your content calendar. You can add, the whole idea of evergreen content into your content calendar. And see, when you see everything together like that, and when you can see all of your ideas in one space, it makes it easier to see the bigger picture. And it makes it easier to see how everything can be integrated and everything is connected and intentional and purposeful. And it's not that you're just posting up random things because, oh my goodness, I got to get something up there today now. So what's one of the things that that I think that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to their content calendar. You can create your content calendar to be as big and as detailed as you want. So think about a way that you can add in these additional sections into your content calendar to help you with brainstorming, to help with you with your planning. Your content calendar can also keep you inspired. So when we're brainstorming these content ideas, it's really, really easy to do when we are not stressed out about what we just want to post tomorrow or what we think we need to post in the next couple of hours. Your content calendar is going to help you feel organized, keep you in control of your schedule, and it gives you the space to be inspired instead of feeling overwhelmed. Because the content calendar, it helps you because basically what you're doing is you have got your ideas and they're mapped out in advance, and you're not constantly scrambling around for any last minute inspiration. Your content calendar is helping you because it allows you to take breaks and still have content going out. Your content calendar is helping you because the more that you brainstorm proactively, the less pressure you feel when it comes time to create your content. And I highly recommend, if you haven't been doing this every single month, I highly recommend that you find time in your schedule and you schedule a monthly brainstorming session to fill out your content calendar with fresh ideas. I usually do this at the end of every single month. I do a recap of everything that's been going on for this month, and then I move into the next month and I do a brainstorming session, and I know where I'm going, what is the theme or the topic or whatever of that month, and how can I incorporate my content into it. Is there something new that I need to be creating? Is there something that I could be repurposing? Or is there seasonal content? This is that time when I sit down. I don't do this every Monday morning going, oh my goodness, what am I doing this week? I actually plan this out. So I usually have a whole month's worth of my content ideas right before the month even starts. And it allows me to just move through my schedule and just create. So if we talk about this, let's talk about a little bit about this brainstorm session, especially if you're one of those people who are struggling to come up with these monthly content ideas. Even if you've said, okay, I'm going to block off this time on this Friday afternoon, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a brainstorm session. And so, okay, brainstorm now. Doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't happen. See, that moment when you're trying to force yourself, that's when things get a little wonky. So let's talk about this and how this happens. Because when we get into that brainstorm session, I want you to think more about how you can tap into your creative energy versus what you're going to come up with and how much you're going to come up with. So if we think about it from that perspective, let me ask you this. Did you realize that by doing a creative task like gardening or baking or taking a walk or even just the simple act of getting out a scrap piece of paper and a pen and just start doodling, those types of things can help your mind focus, and it's going to help you overcome writer's block? Because basically what it's doing is it's tapping into that right side of your brain, that creative side, and it's opening up instead of forcing you to sit in the analytical side, which is the left side of your brain. When we're forcing ourselves, think, I can't think. But if we find ourselves in that struggle place, I would recommend that you walk away and you do something creative. And what I mean by creative, it's not about painting or writing the next great novel or writing a poem or something like that. Creative activity could be spending time in your garden. It could be baking cupcakes. It could be taking a walk in a new neighborhood. It could be coloring in one of those adult coloring books. All of those things are tapping into that right brain side. Because here's the thing, my friend. Creativity is key when it comes to creating remarkable content that you know is going to reach your customers. And when you spend time doing these creative activities, you're going to get inspiration. You're going to get inspiration not just when you're actually doing this, but as you're preparing to do this creative thing. You're going to find that inspiration it's going to start flowing. And that is what creativity is all about. Because see, most business owners think, that when I talk about creativity, it involves creating something completely brand new out of thin air. And when that doesn't happen, we feel like we're stuck and we're experiencing this creative block. But the truth is, creativity is like an open-ended process. And it consists of looking at the same existing thing that everybody else is looking at and doing it differently and thinking about it differently. Because so when you take some time away from your laptop and you do something creative and you spend time in your creative energy, you're going to start finding this inspiration. And you're going to find it in the most unlikely places. And you're going to be able to use that inspiration. And that is what's going to help with your brainstorm session. And that is going to enhance your content. And that is going to help you create content that's really going to resonate with your community. Because a content calendar isn't just for scheduling. It's not just a planner with a bunch of squares on it and dates. It's a creative marketing tool. And it's going to help you brainstorm, help you organize your ideas, and help you in that space that you're never going to run out of content ideas. Because when you have a system in place, when you understand about working through your creative energy, and you are able to generate ideas just effortlessly, your marketing becomes easier, it becomes more effective, and it ensures that you stay consistent with your marketing, that you stay consistent with your posting, that you stay consistently able to get your message out to reach more customers. So thank you so much for joining me today on this creative journey. If you've enjoyed this content about creative content development, I hope you'll hit the share button and let's keep this conversation going. And whether you're a solopreneur or you're working with a team, a content calendar is going to help your business stay consistent with showing up online. And if you're totally sold on this idea and you need a content calendar, let me be your guide. The Content Calendar Blueprint program is going to help your marketing strategy align with your goals. It's going to help you be more effective with your time. And it's going to help you create a converting content strategy that's not just random posts when you're in reactive mode, because content strategy is more than that. It's about the bigger picture of your business's goals. So the Content Calendar Blueprint will give you a comprehensive guide that will help you develop a content calendar that is tailored to what your business needs. The link is below for you to learn more. You are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.